KJR, Brascales and Iman Gaji are currently the most prominent figures in the online money space. You see them buying luxury cars, traveling the world and living the lifestyle you aspire to have, and apparently it all comes down to the skill they master: trading, freelance brand scaling and SMMA. But what if I told you they are lying straight to your face? The reason they make so much money isn't because of those skills, it's because they sell information on how to make money with those skills. Don't get me wrong, they definitely earn good money with their respective expertise, but the big profits come from selling courses and information. In this video I'm going to show you the complete breakdown of how they achieve 7-figure months by selling information, and how I implement the same strategy for my clients to make them 6-figure months. Right now you're probably thinking, who's this guy and why does he think he knows how they are making their money? I am Jamal and help coaches, consultants, agency owners or simple course sellers make more money. For example, for my last client we did around 200 cash collected in 90 days. We had 250k in revenue. 6.6k was the offer value, around 30 number of clients. This was an offer from scratch, from zero. It was a new offer with no testimonials at all, so we took it from zero to almost 200k cash collected in 90 days. So how are all the creators making money? First, they have a valuable skill that they can teach others. Second, they build an audience around that skill. And third, they create a funnel that converts. Today we are going to focus about the funnel, but if you want me to do a video on how to build an audience around your skill, let me know in the comments and I will do that as well. First, you need to get people into the funnel. So that's your marketing side of things, right? For that, you need to understand what's top of funnel, middle of funnel and bottom of funnel content. Top of funnel is to reach people who don't know you yet. Middle of funnel is to build trust and establish authority, and bottom of funnel is to convert attention into buyers. But this is still pretty vague. In addition, you need to know the buying stages of your audience. First, they are unaware, then they are problem aware, then solution aware, then product aware, then most aware, and then ready to buy. Your content needs to take them from unaware until ready to buy. So each content piece needs to have one intent. So you have one video for your unaware audience, then you have one for your problem aware audience, then for your solution aware and all that stuff. And you need to repeat this times and times again, and then you will have an audience that went from unaware until ready to buy. When your audience is ready to buy, you need to give them incentives for them to reach out, right? We don't want to be the ones who are in the DMs. They should be in our DMs, because then the whole dynamic changes. So a lead magnet is a free resource that solves one of your ICP's pain points. An example could be a free PDF, a free course or training, or a free community. And then you either collect data or you don't collect anything to lower the friction and then have the setup follow up in the DMs. But we'll talk about this later on. Therefore, lead generation, you have 3 ways you can promote the lead magnet, right? You have your bio, you have the stories and the reels. In your bio, you can just use a simple CTA, something like this, you know, like DM with the word fit if you want to start losing weight. And then your stories, you have different kind of stories. You have client testimonials, educational stories, pain stories. What pain is your ICP dealing with? Then you have differentiation stories. What makes you different from your competitors? Then you show your own wins and you handle common objections that you get on your sales call. Your lead magnet should be promoted in your educational stories, in your pain stories, and in your differentiation story. In your client testimonial stories, you will have a hard sell CTA, right? For example, if you want to get the same results, comment, join to get your place, right? Something like that. In your objections as well, like you can have a hard sell CTA, and in your wins as well, right? Like where you actually tell people to join the program. These should either provide value, right? Like the lead magnet stories, or create urgency and scarcity, these stories, right? And then you always have a CTA at the end where they DM you. For reels, it's the same thing. With all these same kind of content topics that you can use to get lead generation, right? But on the reels, you never do a hard sell CTA. You always promote your free resource. To automate your CTA with ManyChat, you go into the automations, and then when someone comments on any post or reel, a specific word, reply to their comments under the post and DM with the link, right? In ManyChat, there are also options where you can say, for example, they need to follow you back first before they get it, or they need to write their email before they get it. But what I experienced is that it adds a lot of friction. Like most people don't get the free resource, but we want them to get the free resource because we want that they are indebted to us, right? So I will lower the friction so that they actually get the free resource. After you generated your leads, you need to book calls with them. The DM funnel, VSL funnel, and the book a call funnel are probably the most common funnels in the info space right now. The book a call funnel is a really good funnel, but it only works if you have a good dialer. For example, for my client, run the book a call funnel, but later switched back to the DM funnel because the dialer wasn't good and it added too much friction
that we had less booked calls than normally. Your VSL funnel only works really good if you have long form content, right? But the easiest and the simplest funnel is the DM funnel. By far. Really by far it's the DM funnel. So how does it work? After they comment and DM their CTA, they're in our DMs, right? So you promoted the lead magnet, they comment or DM you on the story, and then they get the free resource. And now then our DMs, the whole dynamic changes, right? They are more receptive because they just got something for free. They are more inclined to engage because you gave them something without asking in return. So we have no sales resistance, a high response rate, and pre-qualified interest. We already know what they're interested in. For example, if you're a fitness coach and you have a lead magnet about how to lose weight, then you know, all right, this prospect has problems with losing weight. And it's already a pain point that your setter can attack. Then let's talk about setters. This is the flow that your setter needs to follow. So after 30 minutes or 1 hour, your setter follows up with them, right? The setter asks them, hey, how did you like it, right? And because we gave them something for free, they feel inclined to respond to the setter. And then the setter takes it further. He asks about the current situation. So yeah, you got the free resource about losing weight. Are you struggling with losing weight? And then the prospect answers. And then he asks about the desired situation. What would be an ideal outcome for you? Yeah, losing 20 pounds. And then what's stopping you from losing 20 pounds? You know, asking about the current struggle, like why are they not in the desired situation? And then we ask what they need to get to the desired outcome. So, all right, you're struggling with that. Like, what do you think would help you get to your desired situation? Probably coaching. And then that's where you come in, and then you present yourself as the solution. And because the resource did such a good job on providing value, and your setter asking about this current struggle and situation, they will book a call because they know, all right, he can help me. He knows what he does, you know, he can help me. And then what we did for our clients is that after they booked the call, we send them a landing page. On the landing page, there's a VSL they need to watch, as well as testimonials. After booking the call, we need to nurture the lead. We want to pre-objection handle the prospect as good as possible. What we don't want is that they come on the call and they have no idea what we actually offer. That's the biggest mistake you can make. A prospect coming onto your call, and then you need to explain them, all right, who you are, what you do, and who you help, right? Like, that's stupid. They need to be nurtured, that they already know, all right, this is for me. I know that this can help me, and I know that he already helped others get to the desired situation. And how do we do that? Through testimonials, common objections, and FAQ videos. And we do that through email sequences. So what I did for my client is that we only let them book 2 days in advance, right? Because let's say they get the free resource at Monday, and the setter makes a good job at getting them to book a call. And then they book a call, but it's on Sunday. There's a whole week left in between the motivation that he has on Monday and the motivation he has on Sunday. The motivation on Sunday won't be the same motivation as on Monday. So we only let them book 2 days in advance, so they're still clear on what they want to do. So what we did is 2 days before they get a reminder to boost up the show up rate. Then 20 hours before we have our objection handling and client testimonial email. Then 12 hours before, again, a reminder and answering some questions, common questions that are coming up, right? And then again, 6 hours before, objection handling, client testimonial email. And then 1 hour before, a reminder and setting expectations. After we nurture the lead, we need to close the deal. We honor the call with them and we need to close them. There are 2 ways you can do this. You can either hire a closer and we give them 10% rev share, which is the normal market rate. And for a setter, it's 5%, don't give them more. Or you take the calls yourself. If you don't have that many calls, you should take the calls yourself. But if you get a lot of calls and you are not really confident in your closing, then you need to hire a setter. What's really important is that everything is tracked and managed. So the number of calls, all the call recordings, then as well as the performance, show up rates, closing rates, as well as common objections. Other stuff needs to be tracked. But when you get on a call with them, you quickly realize that most of them won't be able to pay in full. And that's why you need payment plans. So let's say your normal price is at 5K, right? And now he wants a payment plan for 2 payments. So it's $500 more. The reason is that we want to incentivize a payment in full, right? Because I've seen it a lot for my client, for example, that he put people on a payment plan and then people just didn't pay it. And he also forgot to follow up with them or his VA, because he had a VA. And then people didn't pay for 2 months, right? They got free service for 2 months without paying. And then also you see that some people want to be in the program but don't have the funds to do it right now. What you need to do is to have non-refundable deposits, which is typically around 5 to 10%. A lot of objections can come up in one day. So take a deposit, then when the time he has the money, he doesn't have any objections because he already put money into it. This is the most important part of any business. It's the onboarding process. After you got the money from the client is scared as fuck. And you need to realize that. So you need to have a fast and really good onboarding process. So you close them on the call. Then right on the call, you book the onboarding call. And the onboarding call shouldn't be later than 2 days. You give them straight access to the community where all the team members you have should introduce themselves, and then you provide resources immediately. The onboarding call, you need to make a plan for him, a tailor-made strategy, what he actually needs to do every week to get to his goal, right? And then what's really important, and what most coaches, consultants, agency owners, and some course sellers don't do, is have a good backend. Like for my client, we had a really good backend. Like everything was tracked. We had, we had every data we needed. There are 2 types of metrics you need to track: your business metrics and your client metrics. Your business metrics are the opt-in rate, application rate, show rate, close rate, average offer value, lifetime value, etc. Like them, there are way more. And then you also have your client metrics. So how long are they in the program? How much money have they made? What are common problems? And what brings them to the next step? Because if your client delivery isn't good, then the whole business will collapse. Your business will go broke if you don't have a good client delivery system. So you always need to track your client progress. If you have a guarantee offer, then this is the most important part, right? For example, for my client with the guarantee offer, and we made this mistake that at the beginning we didn't track their progress because it was, like we could always see everything. When you got like 30 clients, 40 clients, then it was really complicated to track everyone's progress. So then we had like a whole system made in place where they submit every week their progress. When these 2 are dialed in, then you can scale. And if you want me to make a video on how to scale your info offer, let me know and I will do that as well. So if you're a coach, consultant, agency owner, or simple course seller and you want to get similar results to this, then click the link in the bio and book a one-on-one strategy call with me where I go over your business and tell you what you need to fix and how I can help you fix it.